That's better. That was very good of me talking to myself there for a while, wasn't it? That should be better now. Welcome, Robin. Well done. I'm just not sure how we're going to go because there seems to be something going on with my internet and it's very delayed and laggy here. But if you can hear it okay, let me know. And if it's not frozen on your end, but I've got a feeling there's something going on. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Sue. Hi, Jane. Yep. Yeah, sorry, I did have it muted so that you didn't hear me yell at the dog before. But yeah, it just looks like maybe it's very laggy and it might freeze. We'll see how we go. All right. Yes, Fiona, go and put them to bed. It must be nearly getting to their bedtime. Well done. Just a quick one tonight. Haven't got much to show you. Had a really busy week, so it is just going to be a quick one. But we'll wait for a few more to jump on. Hi, Susie. Hi, Janine. Are you new here, Janine? I think you could be. Catherine, hi. A few more coming on here. Hi, Mum, if you're on. I don't know if you are, but if you're here, hello. Yeah, I won't know till afterwards. Hi, Sandy. Yeah, so it'll be quite a quick one. Just a short one tonight. And while we're waiting for everyone to come on, hi, Joy. You been on a live before, Joy? I'm not sure. The lottery jar's open though, so if anyone's new here, when you leave a comment, you get a little entry in that lottery jar. Well, down there, well, that way. Yeah, sorry, I'm back to front, down there. Okay, every time you leave a comment, you go in there. Hi, Lorraine. Oh, Fiona, I know you're here every week. Hi, June. Yes, not long till Adelaide. Yeah, hi, Deb. Hi, Anne. Are you coming Sunday, Anne? I'm not sure if you are or not. So, yes, busy week this week. You may have seen Jo did a live as well. But I think we've finally got on top of it with everyone on deck this week, a few extra staff. And most of the Simply Charmed packages have gone. Most of your Stitch Therapy 25 sign-ups have been added, so you should have got your welcome email. That early bird price is still there for a little bit longer, so if you want to jump on, it starts on the 1st of December, but you can join in at any time. Hi, Anita. Also, the 12 Days of Christmas boxes have finally gone. Now, I do have to say, did you have a green? What did I have a green of, Catherine? I'm not sure. So the 12 Days of Christmas boxes have gone. Now, I do have to say that they looked really pretty when they're all in their pink boxes, but we're not confident, and we know already that they're going to get to you in such beautiful, pristine condition. So it was a tough choice to make, but we got pretty boxes, and when they came, they clearly weren't going to be strong enough for Australia Post. And we also got pretty bags for them to go in so that they were waterproof if they got wet. But they're not going to stand up to Australia Post. So we're sorry about that. We were trying to make it very pretty and also keep it the least amount of weight and size, so the shipping was good for you. But it will mean that they might come a little bit creased or flattened. Everything inside will be fine, and you might be able to plump them, fold them back up, but we'll have to start earlier next time and try and find or get made, if we do it again. It was a very big task, but get made some special stronger boxes specifically for it, or we'll need to put it inside another box and it'll just have to be the higher postage. No, they won't get wet, Fiona, because they're in a waterproof plastic satchel, all nice and sealed. They won't get wet, but they might get a little bit flattened. So they should be there any day. A lot of you also, we upgraded to Express Post, so they should get there fairly quickly, but it also might mean they're even less gentle with them, I guess. So sorry if they're not looking pristine, but I hope you still enjoy all your goodies inside it. Did our best to keep the price down for you. Yes, Catherine, we had an amazing weekend in Longford. It was so nice. For several reasons. One, it was just nice to be away. You may remember last Thursday night we just had the break-in at the shop, so it was a little bit stressed. And by the middle of the afternoon, I'd almost forgotten stressing about that once the police had come and identified them and everything. Hi, Joe. And then the weather was just beautiful. Hi, Alana. Hi, Caroline. The weather was just beautiful, like sun into your bones for the first time. And then the gardens, well, on the way up, we did Ross and Oatlands, which is just off the Midlands Highway, if you know Tasmania. But for us, we're always just going to a destination, so you never actually stop and look around. So that was nice to start with. We had a lovely lunch at the well, what's it called? The Oatlands Mill, new restaurant there. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Jeanette. And then we had a vanilla slice in Ross because they're supposedly Tasmania or Australia's best vanilla slice. And then we were staying on Longford Estate in the the coach house. So it was built in the early 1800s. And yes, it's had a few updates, but it really did feel like you were staying in an 1800 building. It was lovely, but it also meant, because that's within the grounds, that we had a private access to the rose gardens and the whole estate after hours. So because it was such a nice weekend weather-wise, it was lovely to wander around the roses early in the morning and late at night. Hi, Jen. And then the gardens in Longford, all 11 of them, every single one of them was just beautiful, all a little bit different, but very nice. So I filled the car with plants, and I've got them all planted, and I've got them all named and labelled, and let's see if my thumb stays green and when we get a little bit more filled in my garden, and it looks a bit like a Longford Blooms garden. So if you're ever down here, or if you're in Tassie, get yourself to Longford Blooms next year. It was an amazing weekend. It was lovely. Hi, Chris. Hi, Liz. Hi, Shelley. All right, so that's the Tilda boxes and Longford Blooms. Now, hi, Maxine. We have one spare Tilda box. So if you missed out, we have one. They were $200 plus the shipping, and it's 12 days of Tilda gifts. So if you want that last one, I'm going to put it up on the website tomorrow and in the newsletter. But if you want that, then comment here right now. Bye, Vienna. Look after those clients. Tuck them in nicely. If you want that last Tilda box, if you missed out, then comment sold in the comments right away, and Joe will get onto you tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll release it on the website and put it in the newsletter. So one spare one that someone didn't take in the end. Hi, Veronica. Okay, so other than that, does the picture look all right to you, or is it really lagging? Oh, Anita, sold. Okay, Tilda box is gone. There we are. Are you coming on Sunday? We can bring it then if you are, and then there'll be no shipping. I think you might be. Can't remember. For those, this Sunday is our Christmas gathering in Hobart. So a few people missing tonight because they might be on a plane coming down, because it's Thursday now, so it's not far away. So we've got our Christmas gathering Sunday. Yes, mad week getting ready for that as well. And then we'll unpack from that and repack for Adelaide, and I leave Thursday. We missed the cut-off time to ship extra stuff to Adelaide, and I know there's like over 100 of you there waiting to shop. So watch the photos when I arrive at the airport, because I may have a lot of suitcases. Problem is, I end up leaving so many suitcases over in South Australia, and I'm running out. So, but Adelaide Airport, thank you very much, is the only airport where you get off and there's free. Oh, you're not? Okay, no worries, Anita. We'll put your name on it. Joe will send you an invoice. 3 free luggage trolleys. So, and they're right there everywhere for you. So it's just getting into the airport here that I might have to get someone to help me drag 5 or 6 suitcases in. And at the other end, I can try and get them all onto one luggage trolley. Have you seen me work? It may not be possible, but we'll see how we go. I'm not quite sure. And then I've got to fit them all into Tilly's little tiny car. So that might be another issue. Anyway, we'll wait till we start packing and see how much we can get in and how many extra cases I need to buy to get to Adelaide next week. Okay. All right, so just got a few little things to show you, and then all I've got to demo is I'm just working on a prototype for a project for next year. And hi, Lynette. Catherine, I can come. You are coming, aren't you? I think you're coming in Adelaide, I think. Anyway, sorry, I'm just reading the comments there. So I might just demo just stitching together some hexies, which a lot of you have already seen, so you can, well, no, you can't go because you won't win then, but you could go and grab a drink or something if you don't want to rewatch me on how to stitch our iron leave-in hexies together. All right, but first of all, I'm going to switch to the overhead and just show you a few things that have come in this week, a few new hobby things. So the first one is these little nailed it thimbles. So there's a medium and a large in a 2-piece set. So we quite often get asked for thimbles, but I don't use a thimble. I just can't. Oh, yes, to help at airport. Are you close to the airport, Catherine? Are you fairly close to the airport? Hi, Denise. We'll see how we go. If you are, and I'm not going to fit it, then I might take you up on that. We'll see how we go. Okay. So we quite often get asked for thimbles, but I don't use thimbles. I just can't work with a thimble. I just end up callousing my fingers that I use. The only time I use a thimble is when I hand quilt, and I haven't actually hand quilted until for probably nearly 20 years because I don't have time to hand quilt. But except I did that little bit on the cushion. Remember the spot on cushion? But I did that more like a running stitch rather than a rocking quilting stitch. But anyway, we quite often get asked. It's a really hard thing to keep in the shop because there are hundreds of different thimbles, hundreds of different things that people prefer, lots of different uses for them, and lots of different finger and shape sizes. So hi, Karen. Welcome back then. Hope you had a nice time away. So anyway, we just got these ones in to try. And why they called it nailed it is because, and don't look at my nails today because I've still got gardening nails from last weekend and getting all inspired in the garden. But you can have like long nails, or you can have fake nails where they're long, and that just, it doesn't hit the end. So they just poke out over the top. And if I come up closer there, if you had a long nail, that would just come out the top there and it doesn't affect your thimble. So if you like a thimble, but then yeah, so it's a silicone, so it's soft and flexible there, but it's got like a hard plastic tip on it there, and it goes up to the tip and across the side. So depending on where you use, it also has the holes that you can actually get your needle into, so you can really push it. So they might be quite good. Anyway, we have those. I have no idea how they were in there now, but I'll get that back in later into the pack. And I'll put the links up for these in a minute. What else is new? So the next one is grip and stitch quilting discs. And I don't know if there's all sorts of different ideas around for when you're free motion quilting or just quilting in general on how to grip and hold the fabrics. There's gloves, and we had some different versions of these which were a lot more expensive. Will you have them on retreat? Saying, I'll just reading a few messages. So can't use a thimble, no, and I'll just master that. Thimbles look comfortable. They don't feel too bad. Linda probably won't have them unless you specifically want me to bring you one. So leave a message if you want me to pack one. But we haven't got a whole lot, so I probably wouldn't bring them. Wendy, hi Wendy. Yeah, so if you actually want them, I can pack one for you. Oh, Carlene. Sorry, Carlene was my old neighbor. Well, not my old neighbor, but she's talking about my old neighbor. Carlene, you don't want to know. But no, there is no sign of any tree peonies, because if I could find them, I'd secretly dig them up. But no. Sorry. I'll tell you about that one day when I see you. I think I have a little bit. Anyway, back to these. So these are little quilting grips. So they sort of got foamy sort of top and bottom. They're not really any different top and bottom, I don't think. Let me see. The smaller disc on your right hand. Two different types of foam on opposite sides. You're sure to find the best grip for most fabrics. The smaller disc in your right hand, the larger disc in your left. Place them onto your quilt and begin stitching, just like you would with quilting gloves. Adjust your hands as necessary. Okay, I think that'd be cool to try actually, if it gripped the fabric really well. So the idea is you've got your quilt on your sewing machine bed and it's really hard to move it around. Yeah, that just grips it and it's just going to slide it around on your sewing machine bed without any stress. So even with the quilting gloves, which have got the rubbery sort of fingers, you still have to push down quite hard to get that quilt to move with your fingers, but this one actually you're quite relaxed. So I might give those a go next time I'm quilting. Hi, Gwen. Yeah, okay. Hopefully it'll get to us in time. Okay, Linda, got that message. All right, so those, I'll pop the link up in the comments in a minute. So there, yeah, if you're into, well, it wouldn't even have to be free motion quilting. You could use it for straight line quilting too, as you're feeding your fabric straight through under your walking foot, even though the walking foot sort of does feed it for you, but otherwise, yeah, okay, those. I'll put the link in. Let me see, show in feed. I'll put that in there. Okay, whoops, what's going on here? Okay, there's the thimbles. And there's the grip and stitch. Next, we have these little finger presses. Now, someone was in the shop a little while ago and told us about these and said they were great and to get them. So they're not actually a hero marker. They're like a little pressing tool. So they're a Clover product and you can just use them. There's like this, there's a beveled edge there. You can see that. And then there's like a straight pointy edge there with a bit of a point on it. And so you can use that to finger press your seams. Hi, Adrian. You can push out your points. You can use that to push out seams really well, smoothly, and it'll have lots and lots of uses. So anyway, whoever told me about it said they were brilliant and she uses it all the time. So it's saying perfect for foundation piecing, patchwork and applique. And there's a couple of like folding your seam allowances over onto hexes, opening up seams and pressing them. A bit like a purple thing, except a little bit more solid and with that, big flat wedge edge on there. The yes, please was for the thimbles. Yes, okay, Linda, I shall put thimbles in for you. All right, so that is the finger presser. And this one we've had before. We just got them back in stock. The finger presser is $11.95, Cindy. And I just put the link in the comments. You can click straight on that. I'll put it in twice by the looks. We had these before, but they're back in stock. So they're at a quarter ruler. These are used for foundation paper piecing. Brilliant thing if you're into foundation paper piecing. That's where you're sewing on a piece of paper and then flipping it and folding it out and sewing the next one. And you have to flip it out with a 1/4 inch seam allowance there, and then you trim it off. So these rulers I've got, that's just a little lip there, and it's a 1/4 inch. So if I had, a bit hard to explain to you, but if I had my template or I had my printed piece of paper, foundation paper, then you can put that on the edge and it butts up against it, and then you can just slice off with your 1/4 inch seam allowance. If you've done foundation paper piecing, you'll know how good they are. And if you haven't and you're going to try it, then when you're about to do a class, so I did one with Lorena Uriarty. That's where I think I discovered it, or someone else. I'd done foundation piecing without it before and discovered it with her and how good it was. And I think the last time she was down, we sold them all. So if you're going to do a class, we have the outer quarters, or if you're just going to learn on YouTube and try it yourself, then they're a really handy tool. So that's actually all I've got to show you. Oh no, I do have something else. I'm just going to unbox. We got some Snuggly Bug quilts back today. So want me to bring that too, Linda? Okay. Add a quarter. So we got some Snuggly Bugs back today. I haven't opened them yet, so let's just have a look. We were waiting on 3, so I'm not sure if there's 2 or 3 here. Oh no, there's 3 here, so we're going to get them all. So I think we're up to date now. I shouldn't say that, it'll jinx me, and we'll get some more requests probably. So this one was obviously pinks and purples and rainbows and unicorns. And Hilary of Fairfield Quilting has quilted that in unicorns. We've seen that once before, the unicorns. I'll show you the fronts and then I'll switch to the overhead. And I'll show you the others, the backs. Okay, so this one obviously was purples and yellows. And it's got dogs. Oh, I know, yes. This was like puppies and friends and things, because this one I did the center block with, they wanted her photograph on it with her puppies. So I just won't show all of that, but that's been quilted with stars and moons. And then this one, well, it looks like it's been quilted with little ghosts. So what was it? Oh, yes. Okay. So this was purple, grey and black, and it had like gaming on it. So that's little Pac-Man. Wow, Hilary, you do so well with your quilting design. She's got a little Pac-Man and thing on there. Let's switch to the overhead. Chris Jerd, sorry, I'm just following up on the comments here. Cheryl, Chris Jerd used them as well. Oh, yes, she would have. That's why we sold them all. I knew it was more recent than Lorena. It was a few years ago. So this one's got like all gaming, Minecraft. What else is on there? There's some more gaming fabric. And see the quilting design on the back? Hilary must have such a library. So this one's got like little Pac-Man sort of quilting all over design on it. That's that one. And then this one had the moon and stars. Oh, a few threads on there for me to trim. And then this one, which was the rainbows, has got, and unicorns, has got unicorns and stars on it. So that's pretty sweet. So I'm not going to get to those until after the weekend, though, to finish those off and label them, and then they can send in next week. So if you're a Snuggly Bug block maker, thank you very much. Just wanted to show you your work and how it looks. Okay, so I said I'll leave my overhead on because I did say I would demonstrate some applique stitching. Oh, surely I've got a needle here though. Maybe not. What have I got here? Stitchery needles. You know, thousands of needles, and I've never got the one that I need. I can never find one, particularly applique needles. Let me look. Here we are. I usually have one stuck somewhere. Right. So I'm not going to show you all of it because it's a secret project for club members next year. But I'll just show you this because you won't be able to tell what it is. I can't even remember how it's meant to go. But I'm just going to join these two hexies together. So I've got a Hugs and Kisses applique needle. Just going to use a blending thread. So I'm just going to use a grey here from our, which one's a grey? Grey somewhere. From our Wonderful bobbin tubes. So that's an 80 weight Deco Bob thread. And then I'm going to thread my needle. So I'm needling the thread, not threading the needle. pulling that thread back between my thumb and finger and pushing the needle onto it. Okay, so that makes an easy way to thread it. Sharon, I have so many needle books, but do you think I have one of them with me? No, they're all somewhere at the shop. So mine are usually stuck in my shirt or in the side of a bag, or they just seem to disappear. I know there's some deep in my lounge arm. Okay, now I'm tying a knot. So again, I'm just going to go through the tying a knot. If you haven't done this knot before, I'm going to place the end of the thread in between my thumb and finger at the end of the needle so that I've got a closed circle of thread. 3 wraps, and then I'm going to slide those wraps down the end, and I've got my knot. Okay, do I need to zoom in closer? Can I show you the tube, Gidget? Yes, so it's just like a little bobbin, well, we call them bobbin tubes, and we have them. I'll stick it, I've actually got the link here. I'll stick the link in for you. And we fill them with, I think 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, 10 or maybe 10 or 12 of the most usable bobbin colours. Just all your blending colours plus a red and a black sort of thing. So they're great. And I tend to just pull my thread at the end and keep pulling. It doesn't always work, but it's what I do. And rather than taking the lid off. You can't thread a needle that way, Jane. It takes a bit of practice, but once you perfect it, that is the only way to thread a needle. You'll never need a needle threader. Okay, so I've tied my knot. Now, did you need me to zoom in a little bit and show you that knot again? Let me see if I can zoom in. Looks like I closed that before. Maybe it's not going to let me zoom in. All right. I can see why I'm slow. I can see a big message on my computer saying relaunch to update. So that's what's doing that. Linda, your shopping list is getting bigger. Okay. Oh, now we've popped up. Hold on. All right, I'm a bit closer in there now. Okay, so I'm holding the needle at the eye of the needle, and I'm placing the end of the thread between my thumb and finger on the needle. So I've got a closed circle of thread, 3 wraps around the needle, slide them between your thumb and finger, and pull. And as you're pulling, hold the eye of the needle so you don't unthread it. And there you've got a knot, if you can see that. I'll show you that threading again. If I show you with a darker thread, you might be able to see it a bit better, but I'll do it with a stitchery needle. Okay, so I'm going to trim my threads so they're all the same length, pulling it back between my thumb and finger. Okay, there it is, and I pull it back till I can't see it anymore and pinch it close, but I saw where it was and I know where it was. Then I take my long eye of the needle. It only works with needles with long eyes, not the little tiny milliner ones. And then you just push it through onto the thread as you're pinching it tight. So all the little fairy ends can't sort of splay out. They stay tight and they have to go through the eye of the needle. Okay. So I will try that. Okay, now what happened to my applique needle here? So pull it back, look where it goes, push the eye onto the needle. Now it's not going to work. There we are. And we're threaded. Let me scratch on the comments. Oh, that's good, Linda. Nice to hear. Was packing for a weekend down the East Coast and a trip to Quarter Inch next week and forgot. Oh, forgot to come to the live. I thought you meant you forgot to come to Quarter Inch. Hi, Karen. I've frozen. Have I still frozen? This is what happened last week. Last time the computer wanted an update, didn't it? Just let me know if it restarts. Okay, can anyone tell me, am I still frozen? Not frozen? Okay, good. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put my 2 pieces together and get the edge that I want to stitch nice and evenly together. Okay. Hold them. Start with my knotted thread just a little away from the corner and come out right at the tip. Okay. Can you see that? Hi, Bronwyn. Yep. Catch up on the replay. That's fine. So my knot is down here away from the corner. So it's just out of the way. Okay, my first stitch goes through the 2 exact points, but I don't pull too hard because I've got that big long stitch down here to where my knot was. So don't pull too hard. Go through the 2 points again, and this time go through the loop and tie a knot, and then we're ready to start. Now this is a 2-inch hexie, so I can barely hold it in my hand there, but what I normally do is line the edge of my hexies that I'm joining up with the top of my finger, okay? And I'm pinching it tight so it doesn't flop around. So when I start stitching just through the 2 folds, it's not moving at all and the needle goes exactly where I push it. And I'm just sliding the needle across the top of my finger and it catches the 2 folds. Because I've got it positioned right along that finger, that's sort of my guide. That way I can't go too deep with the stitches. The only way to go too deep is to go through my finger. So I just work my way along and move my thumb along to keep it nice and stable so it doesn't flop around. If I had it like this and I was trying to push it through, see how it moves? So it just moves before I get my needle into it, and I can't get my needle exactly where I want it to go. But if I've got it down here, pinched closed, I run across my finger through the 2 folds. Now the needle needs to be going exactly perpendicular, so that's directly across the 2 seams, not on an angle. If it's on an angle, the thread on the front is longer. When we're going straight across, the thread on the front is just going straight across. So it's the shortest distance. And on the back, you'll see the angle. I've got a blending thread, so you're not going to be able to see the stitch. So we're just taking the 2 folds that are going around the edge of the paper, although we've used iron-on leave-in papers, so it doesn't matter if we go through the paper because we don't have to remove them. Phew, how nice is that, not having to remove them. Okay. So, and I'm only doing them probably, not even 2 millimeters apart, so nice and close. And as I pull it through, I'm pulling with a really tight tension. So that's why we use a strong poly thread, because we use a really strong tension for EPP. And if you were just using a cotton thread, then it would just snap after 2 or 3 stitches. It's also strong because it's brushing against paper, and even though, again, it's the iron-ons, that can wear the thread as well. Now, with the iron-ons, you might not be 100% accurate with your gluing because you can't push those edges in really tight, but it doesn't matter because it's now flexible. So when I'm getting close to the end, I can look here, and if my points aren't exactly matching, I just ease it in so that they are, and your 2 points will always be perfect. You can ease cotton fabric in 4 or 5 millimeters. It's amazing across the 2-inch seam how much you could squeeze in to fit. Not that you want to be that inaccurate with your gluing, and the papers are laser cut or die cut, so they're pretty perfect. It's just your gluing that can be slightly off. But you should always be perfect at both ends because you get about halfway, depending on how long your length is, and then you make sure the points are matching, and then you ease it to fit. Same as when you're doing fussy cutting. Even if you fussy cut perfectly, fabric moves so much as you're stitching it. So you can see, say you had a stripe or something, you can see on the 2 edges, and you can make sure you ease them so they're all perfectly matched. Hi, Kerry Lee. How close do you need? How close do you? Hold on. Do you need to do the stitches? As I said, I do them probably about 2 millimeters apart, no further than that. I'll show you why in a minute on the other side. So I've got to my other end point. I've gone through the 2 points and I know they're exactly together. I'm going to go through the 2 points again and the second time through the loop. and tie a knot. And now I'm ready to stitch my next piece on, which could be here, but if it was here, then I could just run my thread along the seam allowance until I come out at that point, and then I'd start the same process again. Don't pull too tight on the first one because you've got a big running stitch, and then do that double stitch and knot it. And that's how I stitch. Now, the reason we want to pull small pieces and tight stitches is that you don't want to be able to pull that apart and see daylight through it. So this is completely stitched there with no daylight. You can barely see the stitches if I really went close. But once that was done and pressed, I'm going to hold it up there. Okay, so you don't want to be able to pull that apart and see daylight. So sometimes the things that you don't want to get is you don't want big sideways stitches on the front. That means that you didn't go parallel to your seams. You don't want stitches showing either side of that seam. That means you went too deep with your stitch and you've got a big stitch showing either side. And you don't want to be able to pull that apart and see big gapy holes between it. Okay, you want a nice, strong, closed seam. Anyway, that was just, you might have seen me do that several times, but I can always show you yet again. And you can see there how perfect that is. Now, if I was doing a third one there, we're going to go like that. And then when we stitch the other way, you can completely fold this because it's nice and soft so that you can stitch the other direction across there. Because the paper's soft, you haven't got those stiff cards there in your way, so you can just fold it in half and that just all stays in there so nothing loses its shape, and you just give it a good press afterwards. Okay, so that was just a quick little demo tonight. Just something that I'll stitch tonight. As I said, I'm getting ahead, getting into next year's projects now because we've actually only got a few weeks left of this year, and then we will be closed for our normal Christmas break, which is a little longer this year just because of when Christmas falls. So from the 21st until the 8th of January. But I think I'll be working through my break. I'll just be at home because I'm going away for 2 weeks at the end of January, so I need to get ahead with all our programs and things. Now, Stitches Garden, if you're a Stitching Garden Club member, that will be going out on the 15th, so we'll get through these two, hi Susan, we'll get through these two gatherings, so here in Adelaide, we'll get back and be ready for Stitches Garden mail out. And if you're in Stitches Garden now, you don't need to do anything at the end of this year because we've got you all onto auto subscriptions now. So if you've done your 12 months, then sadly, we will have to be going in and adjusting the price just slightly because the shipping's gone up quite a bit, and as has fabric, as everyone knows. But we'll keep it. It's not much. It's only $1 or something. So we will, if you've done your 12 months, be adjusting that. If you're still in your first 12 months, then your price is set for the 12 months. So be ready for that next project to come from the 15th of December. That'll be the last thing we mail out as we're shutting down. I forgot, the postcard patterns have come. Remember Spot On? So the Spot On pattern. Let's switch back onto the overhead. So I haven't got them on the website. I forgot, sorry. So the Spot On pattern is packaged with the little marking template that I showed you last week on how we demoed on that. If you weren't here last week, go back and watch the replay. Do I still have the Christmas stitchery available? Do you mean the Stitch Along, Kerry Lee, the 25-day Stitch Along? Yes, you can still sign up for that. If you go to the homepage at the very top, there's a link. Direct that to sign up. Early bird price is still there, so you can do that. So Spot On postcards came. As I said, that gets packaged with the little template ruler I showed you last week. The kits, we haven't got all the background fabrics. So we've got the circles. The threads haven't arrived. I'm just waiting on one of the background fabrics, which I didn't think was coming to January, but we might actually get it a little early now. Oh, Sue, you're in already. You've already got it. Well done. But we certainly got everything else. Or you can just do it in your own fabrics, of course. So that's a Spot On one. And then this was the Flower Garden one. Remember the little Tilda cushion? that was just an example of how to use our Easy App Pack. You all said, or might have been Robin who said, make a um, postcard pattern. So this just gives you like a photo of it so that you've got an idea how to do it. It does have little minor instructions there, and the layout that I use, that you can follow that if you want to. But you get that, and then you get the Easy App Pack of pre-cut papers to make your own version of our little flower garden cushion. Jane, excited booked into that one. Which one are you booked into, Adelaide, or was that the Stitches Garden I was talking about? Quite missed your comment there. Matilda Stubbings, your spotty shirt is matching your marketing. Thank you very much. I always do my best. What does diamond numbers and flags mean beside names? Is that in the comments? Are you meaning? I'm not quite sure. Click on the diamond, it'll tell you what it means. Oh, okay then. So it must be in the comments you mean. Will you have flower garden on Sunday? Yes, hopefully they've packed some. I better check our stock on that tomorrow, actually, because shed guy might have to get busy tomorrow and get a few more of those, or at least ready for Adelaide. But the sample will be there, that's for sure. In love with my papers, so easy. It is Easy App. We've got Easy App and Easy App now. Wouldn't do it any other way. Oh, Jane, you're in the Christmas stitch along. Okay, that's what you meant. Yes, good. Excellent. That one's all signed, sealed. I think most of the pre-orders are out and the emails are good to go. I can tick that one off as long as when I turn it on, it works. But that one's good to go. All right. So sorry, I just muted myself instead of changing the camera. So so much for not having much to show you. I dragged it out for 45 minutes. So that's okay. Maybe a couple of you got some tips on that EPP stitching. I'll be seeing a lot of you on Sunday, and then a lot of you the following Saturday in Adelaide. So, which is really exciting. Okay, Linda, we'll get back to your shopping list and make sure that all gets packed. I don't think Jo's with us tonight. I think she's home doing a table seating list for Sunday, which is like worse than doing it for a wedding. It's very tricky. But anyway, she's the expert at it. All right. That's it for now. Oh, I need to draw the winner, don't I? Okay. So if you're new here, we've got our little raffle jar down here. And every time you made a comment, you got something in there. And you need to be here to win it, though, to claim your prize. So Fiona, if she had to go to work, will miss out. I'm just going to draw that winner. I can never see it. I think it's Veronica Tompkins. Is that what it is? It's hard. So Veronica, are you still here? If I want the transfers of Christmas, what do I order? You just order the transfer set. So if you go in the email, there would have been a button that said order the transfers, and click on that. It'll take you to the page, and you just tick the box of the transfers. You don't need to buy the stitch along again or anything else, just the transfers. And if I was you, anyone doing it, then I would be getting the transfers, that's for sure, because I detest, well, it's much easier than getting the light box out and tracing every day. So yeah, Kerry Lee, if you've already signed up, you would have got a welcome email that had links to where you can get the add-on things. You don't have to at all, but yes, Veronica, you're there. Very well. Very good. So congratulations. Just drop Jo a message. She'll get to it when she can. If there's anything else you wanted to order, she'll send with that. Otherwise, just let her know your details. Sue, we did realize that last week, and she's got it on her list to get back to you. Sorry. Did you email Jo or message her? Maybe just do that and remind her. Sorry, it's been a bit crazy, and I did ask her last week, and she said, "Oh, I'll have to go back and check." So, please, yeah, thanks for letting us know on that. But just message her again, and I'll remind her as well. Okay, thanks for coming, and hope you have a great week. Watch the socials, and you'll see lots of photos of what we get up to on the weekend. Remember, your 12 days boxes will be there very soon. Again, I apologise if they're a little bit flat and squashed. And otherwise, we'll see you then. Sorry to, yeah, she's probably got your details, but in a flood of hundreds of emails, if you just email her, she can flag it, and then she's got it right there, and it won't take. She can do it quickly then. Sharon, the week hasn't been this hectic yet, but hopefully next week will be. 2 more weeks to go, and then we can breathe. We'll be right. It's been, yeah, it's amazing. We said like, people are very keen at the moment. That's okay. Adelaide will be a lovely day. It's going to be busy. It's the biggest one I've ever done, but it will be lovely, I'm sure. Just I don't want 40 degrees, Rhonda. Thank you. Please, 25 will be nice. No Adelaide hot weather. Thank you very much for this, poor Tasmanian. Okay. All right. So, yep, so we'll get you sorted, I promise. I'm sorry about that. Sorry that got missed. All right, that's it from me tonight, and we'll see you all. Well, maybe not next week because I'm flying to Adelaide, so I'll be on a plane. No, I won't. I'll be there, but I might not be around I won't be doing a live unless I drop in and just do a quick one. So possibly won't be here next week. Let's not make any promises. Okay, so 2 weeks' time, and then you can hear all about all the events. All right, thanks for coming, and we'll see you then. Bye.